This is our 11-10 game. First on the tee, Andy Murray.
Right, we are here at the home of golf, St Andrews, and I'm joined by a Scottish national treasure, none other than tennis legend turned scratch golfer, Sir Andy Murray. Andy Murray, how are you doing?
Good, not quite scratch yet.
No, you're not scratch yet?
Getting there.
Okay.
But hoping to get there.
And we are going to do a little what's in the bag, if that's all right. Okay. But before we touch on the clubs, I just want to ask you, how into your equipment are you, your specs and all the models and that sort of thing? Do you get really deep into the weeds on equipment, or do you just sort of use whatever you're given?
I'm pretty analytical, and yeah, I love all that stuff. And golf's brilliant for that. You know, you've got all the, the technology to, test all the different clubs, different shafts, and see what's sort of giving you the best performance. And yeah, I love all that.
Okay, and you're obviously with Callaway.
Yeah.
How has that helped your journey sort of down to near scratch?
Yeah, I mean, they've been amazing. Callaway have been brilliant. Like, I started working with them like 2 or 3 months after I started playing, and yeah, done multiple, club fittings, and they've been really good at getting me in every few months, just because I'm practicing a lot. Like, things change quite quickly, and getting me in, different irons and woods, and yeah, they've made a big difference, helped a lot.
All right, let's get straight into it, shall we? So we'll start at the top. We've got the Callaway Quantum Max driver, neutral setting. We've got a Ventus 6X red in here. What do you like about this?
So I recently went to a slightly more loft. I had a 9-degree loft originally, right, and now it's at 10.5 degrees, and I'm hitting it significantly better. I used to slice quite a lot with the driver when it was a bit lower, but then since I got fitted for this, definitely hitting it a bit straighter, a bit longer, sometimes even a bit of draw on the ball, which is nice. But yeah, great club.
Very good. And what sort of distance are we getting out of this one? Do you know?
Well, on the simulator, carry distance 285, okay. But then I feel like when I'm on the course, I never swing quite the same as when I'm in the simulator. I need to try and do that more. So I'm going to give that a go today on the course. Yeah.
And let's touch on the grips. So we're in the Golf Pride, looks like MCC plus 4s here. What do you like about these grips? Are you into your grips? Do you sort of get into the minutiae of the different types of models that are available?
I haven't actually tried too many different grips. I do like those ones. But a lot of the tennis players prefer using quite thicker grips, because we're used to, with the tennis racket, is quite chunky, and I've been recommended by a few people to try slightly thicker grips, which I'm going to give a go, but I haven't given too much thought to the grip so far.
There we go. Okay, so we've got the driver, and then we move down into the 3-wood. This is the Quantum Triple Diamond. Okay, yeah. So slightly different model here, lower spinning model. Why have you gone for this model versus the Max in the driver?
Because off the tee, I'd struggled hitting 3-wood a lot, so I would pretty much hit either a driver or a 4-iron, basically. I felt uncomfortable hitting 3-wood and 7-wood off the tee, but since I got fitted for that, I've started feeling a lot more comfortable hitting it off the tee. I needed another option, basically, and that seems to help me a bit.
Okay, and presumably off the deck, you like going to this club?
That's my favourite club.
Your favourite
in the
club?
Bag, yeah.
Right.
7-wood off the deck. I don't love hitting it as much off the tee, but yeah. Approach shots into par 5s and stuff. That's my favourite club.
So this is the Callaway Elite Triple Diamond 7-wood.
Yeah.
Denali ATG TX shaft, so quite a stiff shaft in here.
Yeah, I mean, I probably try to swing too quickly at times, but yeah. The thing I love about that club for me is that, it's quite easy to get it in the air, and also it spins a lot, so yeah. I feel like I can stop it on the greens, which sometimes with the sort of longer irons, a little bit harder.
A little bit tricky. Well, let's move on to those irons. So we've got 4-2, looks like we've got 4-9 iron in the Callaway Apex TCBs. So been around for a few years. What do you like about these?
So the clubs that I had beforehand, they were slightly sort of lower launching and less spin, and I was sort of struggling a little bit to control them. Whereas with these, definitely not hitting it as far, but hitting the ball a little bit higher, a bit more spin, I feel like I get more control basically, which is what I was looking for.
Yeah, and we've got Dynamic Gold S400 Tour issue. This is a very popular shaft on tour. So what do you like about that?
So I had the X100
Yeah.
in the previous model, and yeah, just felt like it was just a little bit hard for me to swing, whereas that, you know, feels a little bit easier than what I had before.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got 4 to 9 on in those, and then just looking at your set here, so we go into a 46, which would be your pitching wedge equivalent,
Yes.
in the Opus SP. Why have you gone for a sort of specialty wedge in the pitching wedge versus the set wedge?
For whatever reason, I didn't love hitting the pitching wedge, and I loved the pitching wedge in the TCBs. I didn't feel like I was getting much more distance than I was with my 48. I had a 48-degree wedge. So then when I chatted to Callaway about it, we were like, we could do a 46-degree in the Opus SP and a 50. Which and I love hitting those clubs.
Yeah.
I just feel like I get, again, just a little bit more control around the greens, maybe a little bit more spin, and yeah, that's why I went with it. But,
Okay.
yeah, I love those clubs.
So we've got 46 in the S grind. Presumably this is mostly full shots with the 46 and the 50. And then we go into a 454 also in the S grind, but is this the club you chip with the most?
I probably use that one the most, yeah. I mean, I'll use different clubs around the greens, but yeah, generally, like for most, I would go with the 54 degree. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with that than get a better strike on it than I do with the 58 probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I do sometimes pull the 58 out a bit too often, I would say.
Well, it's well worn, I have to say. It looks like, I mean, let's talk about this. Looks like there's sort of a custom grind going on here on this 58 in the C grind. What's going on?
I'm not entirely sure why they went with that, but yeah, I tested a bunch of them in the simulator, and they recommended that one for me. I love using it like when I practice on the range.
As I can tell.
Yeah, on the range I use it a lot, but then when I get on the course, don't quite have the confidence to pull it out enough yet. Maybe today I'll give it a go.
There you go. Okay, so then we move on to the putter. So we have got what have we got? Odyssey AO1 Jailbird Mini. Very popular model on tour. What do you like about this?
So probably putting is the thing that I've found hardest to learn in golf. I find like particularly just aiming. Like when I get over the ball, I feel like I'm aiming, you know, at my spot, and it's like a foot to the left.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the white and black lines on the back have helped me on here.
Yeah.
Have helped me. It just helped with my alignment a bit. Also recently got it slightly shorter as well. I had quite a long putter before, and that seems to help me stay in my posture a little bit
still
better.
feels quite long. Do you know how long it is?
I don't know the exact length, but I feel like when I'm in my posture, I just feel a lot more comfortable than I did. I was quite upright before. And now I feel like my eyes are a little bit more over the ball, but I've stuck with that one for quite a while, and yeah, I like it.
We've gone through all the clubs in your bag. Is there a particular favourite?
Well, for me, it's the 7-wood. I would like it to be the putter. That's the one I would like to be my favourite club, but 7-wood's probably the one that I feel most comfortable hitting.
And golf ball? Which golf ball do you use?
I use the Chrome Tour X.
Okay. What do you like about that?
Well, I just think it's a nice ball. I get, you know, decent distance with it. I feel like my control's relatively good. I get enough spin. Before, when I first started, I was using quite it's like a low launching kind of more like distance ball, and I didn't get any spin on it. Like on par threes, I would often like feel like I had a good shot and I like fire it way through the green. Whereas with the Chrome Tour X, again, for me, a lot of it's about control, because I swing quite fast. I feel like I need that with the clubs and the ball, and I think I get that.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much for talking us through your bag. And just finally, before I leave you, we're both playing the old course today. Any tips for me?
That's a good aim left
Aim
off
left.
the tee. Aim left. Not so much danger on the left of this course.
Solid advice. Thank you very much, Andy. Appreciate it.
That's all right.